morning and welcome to the Dailies today, right here on your number one radio station, Invicta 98.9 FM. Time check from our studio is 6:02 a.m. Today is the 3rd of April 2026. Today is a holiday, Good Friday. Good Friday is a day where we remember the journey to the cross and resurrection. So happy Good Friday to all my Christian brethren celebrating today. Now, the Daily Today is a show where we consult newspapers are published in Nigeria. The goal is to keep you updated on the current happenings in the country. We are looking at 5 newspapers today: The Punch, Leadership, Daily Trust, Daily Post, and Vanguard newspapers. During the course of the show, we'll be opening up the phone lines for you to call in and share your opinions on the headlines that mattered to you. And as usual, remember that this is a radio, and anything you say here has the capabilities to shape the narrative for another person. So even while most of the headlines would trigger you and make you want to crash out, please make sure that as you're contributing, it should be solution-based and it should be civil. I'll not be doing this alone today. My name is Chinwendu Perpetua Odimgbe.
And I'm Moses Wisdom Tanko. Good morning to you all out there. Hope you all are doing okay. And yes, it is a Good Friday. Happy Good Friday to you all listening. So, just as Chewin rightly said, please try as much as possible to keep your comments civil, as much as they might be triggering for some of us. Let's try as much as possible to keep it on the down low, because everything we say, every single thing we say carries a whole lot of power that you have no idea how much power it has. So be cautious with what you see, because thousands of people are listening, hundreds of thousands of people are listening. So be cautious of whatever it is you have to say, no matter how hard it's going to be, no matter how triggering it's going to be, no matter how it pricks you. Just try as much as possible to be cautious and be civil, like we always say, with your comments.
All right, we're live on Facebook at Invicta FM 98.9 and also on YouTube at Invicta FM 98.9 online TV. You can also use WhatsApp to kick off the conversation at 09098900989. Let's go on a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll start reading the headlines for you. Don't go anywhere.
Start your day with a dose of 98.9 Invicta FM. Get up and be victorious.
Wake up! Abokina, wasa fa na yin kyau. Ba na ga maka kulab ɗinmu ne zai yi nasara ba, amma baka yarda ba. Wai kuma ka saurare na ne? Me kake tunani ne?
Abokina, ni fa tunani na ba anan yake ba. Ina tunanin ta yaya zan biya kuɗin makaranta. Gashi har yanzu ba komai a hannu. Gaskiya na gaji.
A'a, me zai hana ka samu rance tun da kai ma'aikaci ne? Ana ba da bashi har zuwa naira miliyan 5 ga ma'aikatan gwamnati, kuma ba tare da wani ya tsaya maka ba. Kawai kana iya kiran star 5120 hash. Yanzu na a wayarka za ka samu rancen a cikin mintuna 5.
Da gaske? Iye, ashe gaskiya ne. Gashi har sun turo mani alert. Sharp. Gaskiya, na gode.
Kana iya ziyartar ofishin Credit Direct wato Sharp da ke lamba 6 Yakubu Gawanwe, harabar bankin FCMB kusa da babban bankin Najeriya wato CBN a garin Kaduna. Ko ka kira lambar waya 0747 akwai sharuɗa da ka'idoji.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development and the care they need with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics to help your child's digestion and development, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. And all of these work together to support your child's development and growth today and tomorrow. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
To jama'a, bismillah, a tattaru. Yawa, ku ban lambar mutum ɗaya daga cikin ku, in tura muku kuɗin ku.
A'a, to fa, oga, me yasa?
Sai in ta biyan kananan caje-caje dan na tura kuɗi? To, wa ina ayya ba haka?
To kai oga, ai smart cash masu kaifin basira ke amfani da.
Smart me?
Smart cash, guda ka gani, ko sai ba sa caja.
Kai,
haka take ba. A ji daɗin yin kowane irin ciniki kyauta babu caji tare da Smart Cash. Ko da ko tura kuɗi ne, biyan kuɗi ko sayan katin waya. Babu wani dogon labari, aiki ne tsantsa da cikawa. Zazzage manhajar Smart Cash ko ka danna star 939 hash a yau. Smart Cash daga Airtel.
A gasar Golden Hunt Promo za ku iya samun saman naira miliyan 80 tare da wasu kyaututtuka masu armashi.
Wannan gasar ai ba sai an tallata ta ba.
Ina dalili.
Mahaifiyata kaɗai ta isa ta lashe wannan gasar ta maƙudan kuɗi har naira miliyan 80.
'Yan Najeriya me kuke jira? Ku shiga gasar Golden Hunt domin a yi da ku. Sai fakicin Golden Mon Golden Hunt na gram 30 ko 45. A bincika lamba ta musamman sai a kira tauraro 8011 tauraro 1 tauraro 1 alamar naira domin samun damar nasara a gasar. Za a rufe gasar a 15 ga watan Afrilun 2026. Golden Mon abokin rayuwa a kullum.
Ready to run your money better? Download Bill Station now. iOS or Android Play Store, just search Bill Station or go straight online at billstation.com. Bill Station, no stress, just control.
Duk abin da kuke yi muna ganin ƙoƙarinku cikin iyali kuna nuna so muna jin daɗin hakan. Power oil muna nan da ku mun tsaftace dukkanin ɗigo akan 200 naira mu haɗu mu yaɗa soyayya. A duk sanda ka yarda da mu a gurin yi muna ganin ku shi ne sa muka yi na 200 sashe sai da ku. Kuna dalilin wannan tsari mai sauki ku more wannan sashes akan 200 naira. Za ku samu Power Oil Mini Pack sachet akan 200 naira.
Power Oil, Power Oil.
Yana da daɗi, da ɗanɗano tare da Cremella. Ga sauƙi, yana da daɗi a kunu ko shayi.
Yi nishaɗin ɗanɗano mai arziki da daɗi na Cremella Crema, cikakke don babban ɗanɗano a shayi, koko, kofi da sauran zaɓin abinci.
Daɗi da ɗanɗano tare da Cremella.
Ƙara ɗanɗano da Cremella.
You're now listening to Invicta FM. Keeping you company all day.
And a very good morning to you beautiful listeners. In case you're just tuning in, this is the Dailies right here on your number one station, Invicta 98.9 FM. And right about now, let's get right into our first newspaper for the morning. We're going to be starting with the Punch newspaper this morning, and the first headline here says, Utomi Ezekwesili warns INEC APC against stifling opposition. Utomi Ezekwesili warns INEC against APC stifling opposition. Political economist Professor Patrick Utomi on Thursday warned that President Bola Tinubu is steering Nigeria towards a one-man presidency, raising alarms over the state of democratic competition ahead of the 2027 general elections.
The next headline says, Why we left PDP for Wike, ex-scribe. Why we left PDP for Wike, ex-scribe. A former secretary of the Kebbi State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, Abubakar Bawa Kargo, has alleged that the party has been sold out to the ruling All Progressives Congress, declaring that members of the State Executive Committee are set to resign en masse.
And the next headline here reads, Gombe community decries 6 months blackout electricity billing. Gombe community decries 6 months blackout electricity billing. Residents of Bagadaza community in Ako local government area of Gombe State have expressed frustration over a prolonged power outage linked to repeated faults in their electricity transformer.
Still talking electricity, Adeleke summons IBEDC as Oshun blackout persists. Adeleke summons IBEDC as Oshun blackout persists. Oshun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has invited the management of Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company to a meeting following persistent blackout across major towns in the state after a rainstorm that destroyed buildings and power facilities.
Governors Dangote commits 66 billion naira to Oluremi Tinubu's food bank. Governors Dangote commits 66 billion naira to Oluremi Tinubu's food bank. The National Community Food Bank program received pledges totaling over 66 billion naira on Thursday at its launch and inauguration of the Board of Trustees at the State House Conference Center, Abuja.
FCTCP presents checks to families of 79 fallen officers. FCTCP presents checks to families of 79 fallen officers. The Commissioner of Police, Federal Capital Territory Command, Ahmed Sanusi, on Thursday presented a group life assurance, group personal accident and family welfare support checks to families and the next of kin of 79 fallen police officers. For these and more stories, you can grab a copy of the Punch newspaper.
And moving on this morning is the Leadership newspaper. And the first headline here reads, Protect Truth Tellers. Anan tasks National Assembly on Whistleblower Protection Bill. Protect Truth Tellers. Anan tasks National Assembly on Whistleblower Protection Bill. The Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, has sent an urgent plea to the National Assembly to expedite the passage of the Nigerian Whistleblower Protection Bill. The association argued that the nation's anti-graft war was being undermined by victimization of those who speak out to expose corruption.
You are author of your fate. APC mocks ADC. You are author of your fate. APC mocks ADC. The All Progressives Congress APC has said the opposition African Democratic Congress ADC is the architect of its own misfortune. According to the ruling party, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC's decision to de-recognize the factional David Marker-led ADC executives in compliance with judgment of court is valid in law, justified in fact, and consistent with electoral policy and democratic practice.
600 Nigerian students stranded in Iran seek urgent evacuation. 600 Nigerian students stranded in Iran seek urgent evacuation. About 600 Nigerian students stranded in war-ravaged Iran have called for urgent intervention from the federal government to facilitate their evacuation from the country, as the aerial bombardment by the U.S. and Israeli forces intensified.
Plateau attacks. Cameras to be installed to stop killings, says Tinubu. Plateau attacks. Cameras to be installed to stop killings, says Tinubu. The President Bola Tinubu has announced that the federal government will immediately deploy a security network, including a surveillance infrastructure, aimed at helping law enforcement agencies identify and track down perpetrators of violent attacks in real time.
NFF appoints Akim Busari as head coach of Under-17 Girls Flamingos. NFF appoints Akim Busari as head coach of Under-17 Girls Flamingos. The Executive Committee of the Nigerian Football Federation has endorsed a recommendation by the Federation's Technical and Development Committee for the appointment of Coach Akim Ishola Busari as the head coach of the Under-17 Girls National Team, the Flamingos. And that's the much we can take from that newspaper. Up next is the Daily Post newspaper.
The first one on the Daily Post newspaper is still talking about just killings. Outrage as Tinubu stops at airport before flying to Lagos. Outrage as Tinubu stops at airport before flying to Lagos. Nigerians have expressed displeasure over President Bola Tinubu's decision to address the people of Plateau State from the departure lounge of the Yakubu Gowon Airport in Haipang. The airport is about a 40-minute drive to Jos, the state's capital, where the killing took place.
And away from that, 2027, you cannot impose single candidacy on Nigerians. That's Kwankwaso to INEC amid ADC crisis. 2027, you cannot impose single candidacy on Nigerians. That is Kwankwaso to INEC amid ADC crisis. A former governor of Kano State, Rabiu Kwankwaso, has warned the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, that they cannot impose a single candidate on Nigerians in the 2027 elections.
INEC dismisses calls for Amopiton's removal, clarifies action against ADC leaders. INEC dismisses calls for Amopiton's removal, clarifies action against ADC leaders. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has reacted to the call made by the African Democratic Congress, ADC, for its chairman, Professor Joash Amopiton, to resign immediately.
IPAC faults INEC on removal of David Mark voter revalidation exercise. IPAC faults INEC on removal of David Mark voter revalidation exercise. The Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, has expressed deep concern over recent developments in Nigeria's political and security landscape, particularly the proposed nationwide voter revalidation exercise by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the handling of the leadership situation within the African Democratic Congress, ADC, and the persistent killings in Plateau State.
Talking about the Easter celebration, NSCDC FRSC deploy 2,860 personnel in Edo. NSCDC FRSC deployed 2,860 personnel in Edo. The Edo State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, and the State Sector of the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, have announced the deployment of a total of 2,860 personnel across the state for the next Monday Easter celebration. That is it for the Daily Post newspaper. Let's take a look at the next newspaper, which is the Daily Trust newspaper.
98.9 Invicta FM. We lead, they follow.
And on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, Nigeria ready to operationalize agreement with Turkey, that is Odimgbe Ojukwu. Nigeria ready to operationalize agreement with Turkey, that is Odimgbe Ojukwu. The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Odimgbe Ojukwu, has stated Nigeria's desire to operationalize its agreement and memorandum of understanding with the Republic of Turkey.
David Mark to Tinubu, you have over 30 governors in APC. What are you afraid of? David Mark to Tinubu, you have over 30 governors in APC. What are you afraid of? National Chairman of the African Democratic Congress, David Mark, has asked President Bola Tinubu to explain why he is allegedly afraid, despite having over 30 governors in the ruling All Progressives Congress.
EFCC, why 57 properties linked to Malami should be permanently forfeited to federal government. EFCC, why 57 properties linked to Malami should be permanently forfeited to federal government. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has told the Federal High Court in Abuja that the 57 properties allegedly linked to Abubakar Malami San, former Minister of Justice, should be permanently forfeited to the federal government. And that's the much we can take from the Daily Trust newspaper. Up next is the Vanguard newspaper.
Final newspaper for today. SDP asks Tinubu to account for 158 trillion naira loans, raises concerns over 2027 spending. SDP asks Tinubu to account for 158 trillion naira loans, raises concerns over 2027 spending. The Social Democratic Party, SDP, has called on the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to provide a detailed account of over 158 trillion naira in foreign loans allegedly secured within the last 3 years. The party also expressed concern that recently approved loans by the National Assembly could be misapplied or diverted for political purposes ahead of the 2027 general elections.
And the next headline here reads, Police detain 4 over military uniform in Abia. Police detain 4 over military uniform in Abia. The Abia State Police Command has confirmed the detention of 4 suspects arrested with military uniforms in Umuahia, the state's capital. Commissioner of Police Danladi Isa disclosed this while addressing journalists during a press conference on Thursday, noting that the suspects are currently being interrogated at the State's Criminal Investigation Department, CID.
Africa must spend wisely, not just raise revenue. Oyedele. Africa must spend wisely, not just raise revenue, says Oyedele. The Minister of State for Finance, Taiwo Oyedele, has urged African countries to prioritize prudent spending alongside revenue generation to achieve sustainable development. Oyedele made the call at the close of the African Union's Specialized Technical Committee meeting on finance, tax, and illicit financial flows in Abuja.
Abacha, more democratic than Nadiko activist, says Peter Obi. Abacha, more democratic than Nadiko activist, says Peter Obi. Peter Obi has declared that late General Sani Abacha, who was head of state from 1993 to 1998, is more democratic than those who claim to have fought for democracy, especially through the National Democratic Coalition, NADICO.
And that is it for the newspapers we can take for today. We took the Punch, Leadership, Daily Trust, Daily Post, and Vanguard newspapers. Let's go on a quick commercial break. When we come back, your opinions on WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube would be read out on the show. And also, you have the opportunity to call in to express yourself for 2 minutes on the headlines that mattered to you. I would want us to use this opportunity to reflect on the headlines we read and provide civil and solution-based contributions for the headlines. Thank you. Let's go on this commercial break. We'll be right back.
Start your day with a dose of 98.9 Invicta FM. Get up and be victorious.
Wake up!
Power 98.9. Power 98.9. Quad City.
Invicta 98.9 FM.
Yana da daɗi, da ɗanɗano tare da Crimella. Ga sauƙi, yana da daɗi a kunu ko shayi.
Yi nishaɗin ɗanɗano mai arziki da daɗi na Cremella Crema, cikakke don babban ɗanɗano a shayi, koko, kofi da sauran zaɓin abinci.
Ya fi daɗi da ɗanɗano tare da Crimella.
Ƙara ɗanɗano da Cremella.
Kullum muna nishaɗi, jasumul da sosa. Aiki makaranta nishaɗi, samu kwalbar sosa. Sosa apple da orange flow.
Pay sharp sharp. Light, data, transfer, one app, no stress, fast, secure, anytime. Bill station, where your money dey work.
Kalli wani kunshi, wannan shi nake kira gida ya cika.
Mana, ai ni ce na cika.
Ho ho ho. Wane ne yake maganar ki? Ni ina maganar paketin madarar Peak Yogurt wanda yake a hannunki ne.
Aha! Muna gabatar da lita ɗaya na fakitin madarar Peak Yogurt, wato Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House Pack, tare da tsarin armashi da ke kunshe cikin tatacciyar madarar saniya. A rarrabawa mutanen gida kowa ya ji daɗi, tare da samun moriyar isasshen vitamin da yake ciki. Peak, reach for your peak.
Abokina wasa fa na yin kyau, ba na ga maka kulab ɗinmu ne zai yi nasara ba amma baka yarda ba, wai ko baka saurare na ne, me kake tunani ne?
Abokina, ni fa tunanina ba a nan yake ba. Ina tunanin ta yaya zan biya kuɗin makaranta, gashi har yanzu ba komai a hannu. Gaskiya na gaji.
A'a, Me zai hana ka samu rance tun da kai ma'aikaci ne? Ana ba da bashi har zuwa naira miliyan 5 ga ma'aikatan gwamnati kuma ba tare da wani ya tsaya maka ba. Kawai kana iya kiran star 5120 hash yanzu na a wayarka. Za ka samu rancen a cikin mintuna 5.
Da gaske? Iye, ashe gaskiya ne. Gashi har sun turo mani alert. Sharp sharp. Gaskiya, na gode.
Kana iya ziyartar ofishin Credit Direct wato Sharp Sharp da ke lamba 6 Yakubu Gawon Way, harabar bankin FCMB kusa da babban bankin Najeriya wato CBN a garin Kaduna. Ko ka kira lambar waya 0747 akwai sharuɗa da ƙa'idoji.
Gasar Golden Hunt Promo za ku iya samun saman naira miliyan 80 tare da wasu kyaututtuka masu armashi.
Wannan gasar ai ba sai an tallata ta ba.
Ina dalili.
Mahaifiyata kaɗai ta isa ta lashe wannan gasar ta makudan kuɗi har naira miliyan 80.
'Yan Najeriya me kuke jira? Ku shiga gasar Golden Hunt domin a yi da ku. Sai fakitin Golden Mon Golden Hunt na gram 30 ko 45. A bincika lamba ta musamman sai a kira tauraro 8011 tauraro 1 tauraro 1 alamar naira domin samun damar nasara a gasar. Za a rufe gasar a 15 ga watan Afrilun 2026. Golden Mon abokin rayuwa a kullum.
The spread of misinformation, disinformation, and hate speech remains a serious threat to peaceful coexistence and social cohesion. False and unverified information, whether religious, political, ethnic, or tribal, can create tension, destroy trust, and trigger violence in our communities.
As responsible citizens, we all have a duty to protect peace. Before you share any message, pause, verify the source, fact-check the information, think critically about the content, and its possible consequences.
Do not allow yourself to be used to spread rumors, falsehood, or messages capable of causing division.
Peace grows when youth and women speak up. When communities choose dialogue, conflicts reduce. Truth builds peace. Lies destroy it.
Verify before you share. Say no to fake news and hate speech. Yes to peace, unity, and a stronger community. This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development.
Ku sabunta alaƙa da kyakkyawan ɗanɗanon lemu na Tiyara.
Tiyara ya dace da duk bukatunku na lemu mai daɗi da gamsarwa a koyaushe domin Tiyara na da sauƙin farashi sannan da sauƙin haɗawa wanda yake samar da lemo mai yawan lita 1.5 a kowane mazubi.
Yana zuwa da ɗanɗano irin strawberry, mango, abarba da kwakwa, berries da kuma orange. Ɗanɗanonsa na ƙwarai kuma yana ba da gamsuwa na haƙiƙa.
Sai ku daina damuwa gashi kun samu lemo mai sanyaya rai da ƙara walwala a lokacin da rayuwa ta matsa. Tiyara yana nan domin kwantar muku da hankali cikin sauƙi da ɗanɗano daidai da yadda kuke sha'awa.
Ku nemi garin lemon Tiyara a sachet kan farashi kalilan a duk shaguna da kantuna da ke kusa da ku.
Ku tabbatar kun sai mai shaidar hukumar NAFDAC a jiki.
Jama'a alaikum. Ni ne Aminu Sharif Momo wanda kuka sani daga cikin fina-finan Hausa. Zan yi magana a matsayin uba ba jarumi ba. Kun taɓa ganin inda uwa take ƙoƙarin shayar da jaririnta? Wani ɗan nata kuma yana ƙoƙarin a canja masa ƙunzugu? Ko kuma wata ƴar tata tana ƙoƙarin a zuba mata abinci a farantinta yayin da ta ci nata ya ƙare? Wannan ba abin kwanciyar hankali ba ne a gurin kowace uwa. Amma idan akwai tazarar haihuwa, komai zai iya zuwa cikin sauƙi da kuma kyautatawa. A yayin da wannan uwa kan iya shayar da wannan jariri sannan kuma ta sa wannan yar tata wadda take neman ƙarin abinci ta canja ma ɗan uwanta ƙunzugu da yake bukata yayin da yi kashi ko fitsari.
Ziyarci cibiyar lafiya mafi kusa domin farawa.
Wannan sako ne daga kungiya mai zaman kanta Consortium ACS Luke Pamic da haɗin gwiwar ma'aikatar kiwon lafiya.
Yanzu lokaci ne na garabasar samun nasarar Indomie. Muna ƙara cin Indomie, muna ƙara samun nasara.
Kamar yaya?
Ku tara emtin ledojin Indomie noodles guda 10 mai gram 70 ko mai gram 120 wato super pack. Ku kai su cibiyar karɓar garabasar nasarar Indomie domin samun damar cin kyautar paketin Indomie mai gram 70.
Yawancin Indomie, yawan damar cin nasara. Domin ƙarin bayani ku biyo mu a shafin Indomie Arewa Facebook ko ku tuntuɓi cibiyar garabasar mafi kusa da ku. Indomie, ingantaccen abinci.
Domin nasara.
Duk abin da kuke yi muna ganin ƙoƙarinku cikin iyali kuna nuna so muna jin daɗin hakan. Power oil muna nan da ku mun tsaftace dukkanin ɗigo akan 200 naira mu haɗu mu yaɗa soyayya. A duk sanda ka yarda da mu a gurin yi muna ganin ku shi ne samu kayo na 200 sace sai da ku kuna dalilin mini pack sachet akan 200 naira.
Hey, this is Rihanna.
It's your boy Chris Brown.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Kanye West.
What's up? This is Alicia Keys.
This is your boy Neo.
Invicta
FM.
Welcome back. You're still listening to the Dailies today right here on your Primo radio station, Invicta 98.9 FM. Time check from our studio is 6:33 a.m. Good morning to you once again. And now, this is the time where you call in and air your views on the headlines that matter to you. It is okay to express yourself, but make sure that what you are saying is very factual and you are addressing the headlines we took on today's show. I would not hesitate to cut anybody that wants to say whatever it is that they want to say. Anyways, we're live on Facebook at Invicta FM 98.9 and on YouTube at Invicta FM 98.9 online TV. The numbers to call are 081 40,000 989 or 070 87 800 989. Let's see who we have on the line. All right, we lost that call. Remember, you have 2 minutes to express yourself on the show. 081 40,000 989. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, can you hear me? I think we're having network issues, but let's try this number. Hello, okay. We can easily go on social media and start reading the comments. Hello, good morning.
Are you hearing me now?
I can hear you now. Good morning.
Good morning. I hope you have a good night first.
Yes, I did.
I still remember I was mentioned Emmanuel. I was the storm the for me when I if you could not get to the scene where this is you stay in the airport and address
Engineer Emmanuel. Okay, I think we're having network issues. Please try the other number. If the other number is not going, you can try 070 87 800 989 at TK. Please help me with the comments on Facebook.
All right, so we just have a few comments and they're mostly greetings.
Okay, let's go on WhatsApp then.
Yeah, let's go to WhatsApp and see what we have there. All right, on WhatsApp, our first text message here says, "Good morning, Invicta. Africa must spend wisely after collecting tax. I urge Nigerian government that the task money should be used wisely on our economy. Adeolu Adebite." All right.
Hello, good morning.
Okay.
Hello, good morning, Chinwendu.
Good morning. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Chief Arel.
Let's hear you.
God bless you. 2027, you cannot impose single candidate on Nigeria on 2027 election. You see, there is no doubt that Nigeria is gradually sliding towards one party state, which is being engineered by INEC and judiciary. Nigeria is turning to Tinubuism, which is very dangerous for this country. My sister, let's go back to history. What happened in Ghana? When Kwame Nkrumah, it became Nkrumahism with one party state. That is exactly what Tinubu is trying to put Nigeria and APC and Tinubu are trying to put Nigeria to. It is very sad to say that we don't have judiciary. The judiciary has become an integral part of APC, and which I believe that all men of goodwill and good conscience should look into it very critically. That is quite unfortunate. Nigeria, we are where we are today because of the decision we made yesterday, which is very dangerous. We should realize that the existence of critical opposition to the ruling party is very, very serious.
We lost our call. Thank you, Chief Arawu, for participating on the show.
All right, we have another message here. This one says, "Good morning, Miss Presenter. I'm Sabo Eze from Meganga, Gonengora, Kaduna. Okay, and the headline he's addressing this morning is Governors Dangote contribute 66 million on Oluremi Tinubu Food Bank. It is a good one. Hope to yield good result. You are the author of your faith. APC mocks ADC. Now, wow, APC at a real walk. About 600 Nigerian students stranded in Iran. This is very unfortunate. Please let the needful be done sharp. President Tinubu said CCTV cameras to be installed in Jos to stop killing. Will camera CCTV stop killing? This is child's play. What about other states? Hello, good morning.
Yes, we can hear you,
Good morning.
Emmanuel. Go on.
As I was making my statement before the network did what he wants to do, for me, the president wouldn't have gone to Jos if he could not get to the same scene. I even said it yesterday. This one they schedule that he wants to visit the victim of Jos. I hope it will not be like the one he went to Benue State, went to the state and make all the time hall visit. And it happened. This one, is a shameful visit as far as I'm concerned. You stay in the airport and you are addressing people that lost loved ones and promise them that this thing will not happen again. Why didn't he get to the scene? What will it take him? Just 20-minute drive to where did something happen. He choose to stay in the airport. Honestly, it's just unfortunate. Really unfortunate. Then consigning CCTV camera, 5,000. To install where? For me, it's like APC does not even know the direction they are taking Nigeria. That is just what I just look at. Because if they know where they are taking us to, they won't be doing what they are doing today. Now that people are shouting on the new INEC chairman, this man is being biased. That is just it. Tinubu is trying to use INEC, use judiciary to think he will be in the ballot box only him. Let him have a thing. It will never work. He can never be the only presidential candidate come 27. You have overtaxed something governor and you are still afraid. What is pursuing you? If your reform have healed the dividends, then why are you afraid? Let the needful be done. And you see, before 12 p.m., we'll vote you out, come 27 by the grace of God. Because we'll definitely make sure that our vote counts. So we go with the people. You told us that it was your turn. Prove that it was your turn, not it's something else. Under your leadership, people are being killed. You can't even get to the scene of the killing. You stay in the airport as if they mean nothing to you.
All right, Engineer Emmanuel, your time is up.
Their life, will you behave like that?
All right, thank you so much for calling in on the show. 081 40,000 989. Remember, you have only 2 minutes to speak on the show, so get to the point of your opinion or view. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Chinwendu.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
My name is John Bosco. I'm calling from Odimgbe.
Let's hear you, John Bosco.
Okay, why are you afraid you have over 30 governors in APC in David Mark to Tinubu? I want to answer that question. Hausa proverb says, Mara gaskiya ko a cikin ruwa zai dinga zufa, meaning that somebody who doesn't have food, even inside water, will be sweating. And that is why Tinubu is still afraid. And I want to tell Nigeria that we should not be discouraged in casting our vote 2027. Because the defection of governors and other political figures should not make us to be afraid or should not give us a mind that APC will win. Some of the governors is for selfish interest. And I'm still sure that some of them are going to work against APC themselves, even though they defend to APC. So let's get our PVC and vote wisely when the time comes. Tinubu promised to put CCTV and whatever in Jos. Well, it's a good one, but how many areas are they going to cover? And why now? Why are they acting late always when things have gone out of hand? But I pray that he will fulfill the promise and let's see if it will reduce the insecurity in Jos. Blackout governors cries out. I add my voice to those of the governors about Kaduna also. In fact, the total country, I don't think anywhere is taking power. Every business is not moving because of that power. And this is one of the promises that the president gave us, that if he doesn't give us 24 hours light,
We
All
should
right,
not
John
vote you.
Bosco.
So I don't, is my time up?
Yes, thank you so much for calling in on the show.
All right, now let's get back to text messages. This one says, "Good morning, presenters. I'm Joe Matthew Guaza from Gonimgura. FCT Commissioner of Police presented welfare checks to 7 to 9 fallen officers is a good one, as APC mocks ADC that they are architects of their own fortune. The ruling party should note that God that gives power to whoever he wishes is free and fair election will be conducted." And President Tinubu says CCTV cameras will be placed to aid the security agencies curbing security in Plateau State. As he promised, the attack won't repeat itself. All right, and then he went on to say that David Mack says Tinubu have over 30 governors in the ruling party, APC. What is Tinubu afraid of? Where the ADC call on the INEC chairman, Professor Amopitan, to step down. Let's wait and see what happens in the 2027 election.
All right, 081 40,989. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Step away from your radio set.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
This the man will never say pray bye-bye for the second time. She's Franklin has a mental now one.
Let's hear you.
My sister, our president said that the killing will never repeat again. So they are no about it. Is that what you want to hear? They want to mount a security camera. Who that one help? The one that you have in Kaduna here. The one that you have in Kaduna here. Is it no security camera? I don't know whether it's functioning. Who are then deceiving? That's why I say nothing will make me to take bye-bye for the second time. Nobody will deceive me. I'm still talking about that just killing. Just killing. I'm still talking about it. Look at now, they say the people, the honor of the dead bodies, you come and carry their people that die. One woman, we enter the same bus. The woman want to go to judge. We now ask the woman, what do you want to go and do to judge? He said that he want to go and carry his father that killed. Just like that. Killing. You see, let me tell you, let them stop killing our people. Let them stop it. Let them continue catching money. But killing, I wipe tears for killing or injustice. Everywhere killing. Kaduna killing. Just killing. General killing. All the God says killing. Is that what you want to hear? Can you tell me what FCC brought in this country? Nothing. The only thing they brought killing and passing money. No refiners that are working. So 1,400. No problem. God is going to judge everybody. Anybody that kill our people, the blood is on their head.
All right, Chief Franklin, thank you so much for calling in on the show. Let's take one more call before we go back on WhatsApp and Facebook. 081 40,989 or 070 800 989. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Wisdom. Good morning, and Chinwendu.
Good morning to you.
Your dad is Shaman the call. Hello?
Yeah, go on.
Hear
I
you.
hear you.
I think Shaman the call.
Let's hear you.
Happy Good Friday to all Nigerians. We continue to pray. Observing all that is happening in this country, if our leaders cannot stand for us, our God that we serve will stand for us. The killings that's supposed to be the concern of the leaders is being used to mock those that have been killed. Until when people are killed, it's that's going there to say what was done. Something is to our country. Are we saying where these people are hiding? We don't know Nigeria. Are we saying the nation is not known or the forests are not known? If people in their home, is this the kind of government supposed to have? Is it what democracy is supposed to bring to Nigeria? When we were in military, we didn't experience this. That we are in democracy. Now we're supposed to enjoy our well-endowed resources. Then we are always on the ground burying our loved ones. Is this the kind of government supposed to have? Please wake up. So that that Nigeria will have a better face because we are on the Latin face of the world. Because the world is seeing all that's happening in this country. INEC and judiciary, you should know that you are umpires. You are umpires are supposed to be independent, but you go for the know that there's accountability for God. Whatever you do here on earth, you must account for it.
All right, Ambassador.
Nigerians know that there's an end to whatever. Good morning. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much for calling in.
All right, one more from our WhatsApp. This one from Akintunde in television. I have said this and I'll say it again. The going of Mr. President to play to state over the killings is medicine after death. If truly Mr. President wants to end insecurity, why can't he start arresting the sponsors and bringing them to book? Okay? Those who have hand in the killings are moving freely, and the federal government knows them. Human lives are sacred and should be valued by not playing politics with them. Okay, I think that's the much you can take from our WhatsApp this morning. Okay, let's take the last one and we'll call it a wrap. Okay, it is dangerous for single presidential candidate on 2027 general elections. This one's coming from Sanchi. All right, thank you very much for this one, Sanchi.
All right, let's take more calls on more calls. 081400989. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Chinwendu. Moses. Now what is I'm calling you from Kumimanship.
Okay, Emmanuel, let's hear you.
We say nobody is more patriotic like our former head of state, Yaradua. You see, that's just the truth. Because, you know...
Sorry, can you repeat what you just said? What was the headline?
Is responding to the headline that we say that nobody is more patriotic than those that claim what the part of the fight for democracy. See, that is just the truth. You see, Chinwendu claimed that he was among those that fight for democracy in this country. But look at what is happening. Okay, if I may ask that, yes, if he was part of those that fight for democracy, definitely is trying to kill democracy. Because the kind of leadership style under his leadership that is going on right now, honestly, is just unfortunate. I have never seen it since 1999 that Nigeria returned to democracy up to date that out of 36 states, I think one governor will be in one party. Almost all the senators, House of Reps have already joined the party. But still, they are still afraid. Now they are telling us that want to mount a security camera in Plateau. Is it only Plateau? See, it's just unfortunate. When government ready to stop this insecurity of Nigeria, I would say insecurity will stop. So they should just stop all these politics that they are playing. So they know that there is a use for security camera across Nigeria, so they cannot easily see it. You see, there's a time they kill over 200 something. See, Kwara and Samfara, Katsina and the rest. So all those things, they do not need security camera. So they are just playing politics. Gumi have already told us that federal government know it's a criminal by name where they are living, and they did not even defend that. So definitely they know everything about that is happening in Nigeria. But I will tell you that whosoever that are responsible for the killing of Nigeria, will put everything double.
Thank you, Emmanuel Dodon, for calling in on the show. On Facebook, we have Afe Hawa Musa is saying good morning, and Hamza Unique Hamza. Friday Ishaku, good morning to you. Dalam Iko Wakili, good morning. Salama Barao is saying plateau attack camera will be installed, says Tinubu, after addressing people at the airport and departed. His statement is laughable. Now it's not a marching order to relocate service chiefs. Honestly, where will Nigeria leaders be serious? Nigeria is a fifth. Okay, one nation. Installing camera cannot be sustained. Instead of deploying armed security men to combat insecurity around the borderline of Plateau. Victor Adiba, good morning to you. Vera Audi, good morning. Doza SB Kakura. David Mark to Tinubu, you have over 30 governors in APC. What are you afraid of? He's afraid of the masses of the country because 31 governors is not a sure winning for him. Ma Olebara is saying, let every Nigeria and indeed Nigeria be crucified with Christ, shedding of all manner of corruption, ungodliness, and deceit. Thank you for your message. Samson Andy Ube, good morning. Jesse Idika is saying, will cameras apprehend the killers and their sponsors? Sayatu Yerima, good morning. Joseph Belatus, Ibrahim Mohammed KD, let's see, Victor Sule, Yusuf Andrew, Zingina Plateau, Saturday Julius, good morning to you. Akia Stephen, Tinubu's visit to Jos and his speech didn't address the situation on ground, and the president didn't speak like someone who wants to do a second term. Okay, Habib is saying good morning. All right, let's go on a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show. Don't go anywhere.
This is Invicta 98.9 FM. We never invented radio, but we're taking it to the edge of perfection.
Abokina wasa fa na yin kyau ba na ga maka kulab ɗinmu ne zai yi nasara ba amma baka yarda ba wai ko baka saurare na ne me kake tunani ne
abokina ni fa tunani na ba anan yake ba ina tunanin ta yaya zan biya kuɗin makaranta gashi har yanzu ba komai a hannu gaskiya na gaji
a'a me zai hana ka samu rance tun da kai ma'aikaci ne ana ba da bashi har zuwa naira miliyan 5 ga ma'aikatan gwamnati kuma ba tare da wani ya tsaya maka ba kawai kana iya kiran star 5120 hash yanzu na a wayarka zaka samu rancen a cikin mintuna 5
da gaske Iye, ashe gaskiya ne, gashi har sun turo mani alat, sharp sharp, gaskiya, na gode.
Kana iya ziyartar ofishin Credit Direct wato sharp sharp da ke lamba 6 Yakubu Gawanwe, harabar bankin FCMB kusa da babban bankin Najeriya wato CBN a garin Kaduna. Ko ka kira lambar waya, 0747-47-2266. Akwai sharuɗa da ƙa'idoji.
Kullum muna nishaɗi, Jasmine da Sosa. Aiki makaranta nishadi samu kwalbar sosa sosa apple da orange flow sosa cranberry mixed berries da orange passion mango musha sosa gasimil sosa musha sosa ina sanan sosa
Jama'a alaikum. Ni ne Aminu Sharif Momo wanda kuka sani daga cikin fina-finan Hausa. Zan yi magana a matsayin uba ba jarumi ba. Kun taɓa ganin inda uwa take ƙoƙarin shayar da jaririnta? Wani ɗan nata kuma yana ƙoƙarin a canja masa ƙunzugu? Ko kuma wata ‘yar tata tana ƙoƙarin a zuba mata abinci a farantinta yayin da ta ci nata ya ƙare? Wannan ba abin kwanciyar hankali ba ne a gurin kowace uwa. Amma idan akwai tazarar haihuwa, komai zai iya zuwa cikin sauƙi da kuma kyautatawa. A yayin da wannan uwa kan iya shayar da wannan jariri sannan kuma ta sa wannan yar tata wadda take neman ƙarin abinci ta canja ma dan uwanta kunzugu da yake bukata yayin da yi kashi ko fitsari.
Ziyarci cibiyar lafiya mafi kusa domin farawa.
Wannan sako ne daga kungiya mai zaman kanta Consortium ACS Luke Pamic da haɗin gwiwar ma'aikatar kiwon lafiya.
Connected. Stay online with Invicta 98.9. www.invictafm.ng.
All right, you're still listening to the Dailies today. On Facebook, we have this one from Samsi Andy Ube. It says, God bless Invicta. All right, this is not the show for it, but anyways, he sent it on the show. So happy birthday to your dad, Andy Otu Ube, who turned 70. Happy birthday, Mr. Andy. I pray that God continues to energize you and, add more years to your life. Let's take more comments on Facebook. Victor Sule is saying, I'm tired of this government. Nothing is working. Quote me anywhere vehemently without loss of generality. I'm just patient enough counting days to the 2027 election. And Akia Steven, okay, I think we have taken this one. Habib Said is saying, good morning. I wonder what the president said in Jos about CCTV camera. I don't think this will work. Sanchi, we have taken your comment. Abosede Ajayi is saying, kudos to Tinubu for visiting Plateau State for urgent intervention. And that is okay. I guess we are seeing your comment on Facebook. Thank you to everybody that sent in their comments on both Facebook and WhatsApp. And to you that called in, thank you. I would go off with what John Bosco and I think Victor Sule also said, that 2027 election is coming, so go and get your permanent voters card. You can't rant on social media, you can't rant on this show, you can't rant to the people in your environment. And 2027 will come and you just sit at home and not go and vote. If you want something to happen, vote. There's a reason why a lot of things are happening. There's a reason why they are trying to campaign. There's a reason why they want to convince you to vote for them, because your vote counts. So go to your local government, to the INEC office, and start your permanent voters card registration. If you need to, change your polling unit, go and do it right now. This is the best time to do it. So thank you to everybody that called in, that sent in their message. I've been your host, Chinwendu Perpetua Odimgbe.
And I still remain Moses Wisdom Tanko. I want to say a big thank you to you all out there for the calls, text messages, and everything. And most importantly, for being civil. Yes, your comments. Even though we had a few, but then yes, we are grateful that what we are saying is actually getting to you. So let's keep up that energy until we do this again tomorrow.
Yeah,
same time, same station, Invicta 98.9 FM. The #1 radio right here in Kaduna, Nigeria.
Damba Juice here for
Damba Juice,
Don't go anywhere.
Don't touch that down.
Thank you for participating in the program The Dailies today. The thoughts and opinions stated by our various contributors on this program of Invicta 98.9 FM radio, its website, and or its other social media platforms do not reflect the thoughts and or opinions of the station. Listeners are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusions for a better Nigeria. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind and not misconstruing the headlines. In Invicta FM, together we are victorious.